Scott, thank you for joining us. After a terrific win last weekend, we face another tough opposition in Tranmere Rovers this weekend. Can I get your thoughts heading into that game?
Yeah, like you say, a tough opposition. It's never nice to watch a fellow manager get the sack. That happened last week. So they've got Nigel Atkins, who's the technical director or director of football, whatever his title is, to take temporary charge. He's obviously a very experienced manager, somebody I've got a lot of respect for. I know for a fact that he will make sure that they're really positive in the way that they'll turn up. But yeah, it's a game we're looking forward to. We're in a good place at the moment. We've got a real good feel-good factor about the place around the training ground. Training's been really vibrant. We're looking forward to the game.
It always sounds like a bit of a cliche, doesn't it, that some people might say that the worst time to play a team is when they've just, departed with one manager and getting another, because they'll be looking to perform for the new manager and sort of, get back on a spin. But I suppose if we just focus on our game, focus on what we're doing and put a performance in like we did last weekend, we should be right, shouldn't we?
Yeah, and that's what we've kind of done this week, because we're not really sure what they'll do in terms of their formation, personnel. They may make changes. So we haven't gone kind of overboard with looking too deep into what they've done in past games, because we think there may be changes, like I say. So it's given us an opportunity to concentrate more so on ourselves, which I think was needed anyway. There's a couple of little bits and pieces that I felt that needed tidying up, which we've worked on this week. So no, it's been a good week of training, and we're looking forward to the game.
Has there been any specific things that have been worked on the training ground? Obviously, we spoke in the last few weeks about goal scoring, but 7 goals in our last 2 league games, that's clearly not the issue at the moment. So is there anything you've been sort of focusing more on this week?
Yeah, we've been focusing on lots of bits and pieces that I think that we need to improve on, expected goals against us as possible. We want to try and be a little bit stingier in them defensive actions, which we've done a lot of work on this week. We've done a lot of work on us with the ball as well, kind of different movements and different rotations with how we're going to play. Players have really bought into what we're doing. So we're looking forward to putting it into practice on Saturday.
Yeah, and we've spoken a lot about the sort of bit of health that we get. How are the lads looking heading into this weekend? Are we looking fully fit?
Yeah, pretty much everybody. I don't think there's many that are needing treatment this week. I think we're pretty much there now.
Yeah, and obviously, finally, from a club point of view, the fans saw how much of an impact they had last week. Same message again, isn't it? Get out there and support the boys. It's it's always good. Weather's warm, just get down and give all the support you can.
Exactly that. Yeah, they've been brilliant, haven't they? And we want more of that. And I think all the time they see the players and the team playing like they're playing, they're going to come and going to support the team. Like they have done, and enjoy the football that we're playing at the moment. And I look forward to seeing them again on Saturday.
Ben, thank you for joining us. Another exciting game coming up this weekend after a terrific victory last weekend. How's the mood in the camp been heading into this one?
Yeah, brilliant. Obviously, the boys are in a very good place. But to be completely honest with you, I think someone mentioned it a few weeks ago in an interview. We're pretty consistent in terms of we go after performance, and result doesn't generally try differ the mood too much. We're quite consistent in that regard. We go after good performances. So if we lose and we play well, obviously it's not ideal, but we know what we need to fix. If we win and we play well, we did Saturday, is perfect, and we keep working towards the next one.
Yeah, on a personal note, it must have been nice to sort of get back out there for the last few games and get a goal as well. It must be pretty pleasing at the moment for yourself.
Yeah, good. I'm pleased just to be back on the pitch, pain-free. Really is the main thing for me. I've not contributed exactly what I would like to in terms of being on the pitch since I've been at the club. So to be back out there and be with the boys playing some really good football, to be a part of it's so enjoyable.
Yeah, and that's the first sort of, the longest period of minutes you've had in a while on Saturday, isn't it? And how has it been feeling the last few games? Because obviously we know towards the end of last season it must have been a little bit of a struggle for you as well.
Yeah, good. It was important just to get it right this time. I didn't want to have any setbacks. I was playing through quite a lot of pain towards the end of last year, obviously with what was on the line. As were a lot of lads, to be honest. I wasn't the only one. So to get it right, and I've been itching to get back into this team because it's been so enjoyable to watch, and now to be a part of it on the pitch is great.
Yeah, and you've obviously played a big role in this yourself as captain, but we spoke to the gaffer a lot about the transition we've had sort of in the standards as one thing, and also the morale in camp from last season. How impressive has it been to see the change in what is such a short amount of time?
Yeah, no, credit to the manager, the owners, the people doing the recruitment at the football club, because they brought in some top characters, which is first and foremost the most important thing for me. Is you bring the right characters into the football club, and then you can shape it from there. And then on top of that, they're brilliant footballers as well. But they're all willing to learn. They're all they bounce in with a smile on their face every day. There's no whinging and whining. Which is probably a little bit of a shift from where the club was at in January when I came in. There was a lot of negativity, and understandably so. You lose that many football matches is normal to be in a bad place. So to have a bit of a freshen up, bring in some new faces, and then the manager's able to do his work has been fantastic.
Perfect. Well,
Sort of on that theme, how are you surprised with how quickly this team has gelled together and with the football they're playing, and how quickly they've taken the Scott's ideas on board?
Yes and no. I mean, with that sort of overhaul of players and to have new players in the building, it usually doesn't happen so quickly. So credit to the manager again for what he's been able to do. He's massive on time on the grass and then video. We do a lot of learning. So no, I'm not surprised that he's been able to get the message across so well, because he works so hard. And credit to the boys as well. They want to learn, which again goes back to character. They come in every day wanting to learn, wanting to take on the information. I think there's generally a bit of a misconception that footballers aren't too bright or they're not learners, when they really are. When they're really interested in something and they're sold an idea, which the manager's given to them, they've run with it, and they've made it their own. And you see that on the pitch. It's incredible. It's so enjoyable to be a part of, to watch from the side. Hopefully the fans are enjoying the style of football. But there'll be bumps in the road for sure. So that's not like, it's not going to be smooth sailing and an upward trajectory all the time in terms of results. Performances, hopefully, is something we can build on week to week. But I'm sure there'll be a few bumps, so we got to stay patient and stick with it.
Yeah, you've got Tranmere this weekend, a team who have got their own troubles at the moment with the manager going. How hard is it to prepare for a team that you don't quite know how they're going to play with a new manager?
Yeah, no, not easy at all. Actually, it's like the gaffer touched on. Really, there's not so much work you can do on them, because you have no idea what they're going to do. It probably gives us a good opportunity, to double down on what we do this week, and we do that a lot anyway. We work on ourselves a lot, so great opportunity to go back to back, another home game with the fans behind us. They've been fantastic, so we're looking forward to it. Hopefully it's not too hot this week.
And finally, I asked Scott this as well. Crawley are now, because of the way they're playing and the results they've got, probably go into some of the games, like Saturday's game, as favourites to win. It's not a position Crawley have been in very often in recent years. Do you feel any added pressure on that kind of front?
No, definitely not. I think internally that's something we've known for a little while. So it's something we've spoken about over the first course of the first 10 games. You start to feel the league out and how people are. So perception will start to change outside a little bit now. It won't be so much Crawley are going to get relegated. I know it's very early on, but that's definitely not something we're looking at this season. We're looking at a very different sort of ambition. But we'll ignore the noise, whether it's positive or negative, block it all out and keep working week to week.